Oh, you're Hi, this is Kim White with the My Sexy Business team. I'm here at the Hope to Hope conference with my famous co-host,
Coni Meyers with Crystal A Moment Success Movement and Publishing.
and we are struggling with the sunlight. The sunlight in Vegas, we're glad to see it because it's been really cold, but it keeps coming across her little face and making her look like an angel, and I don't even know what I look like, some stripe, something.
You have to understand we're inside of a greenhouse, which is my she shed. So we just look angelic. That's all.
That's what it is. Angelic princess.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, we appreciate you joining us back on the Hope to Hope. You know, this is near and dear to both of our hearts because it is about giving hope to people. It is about helping people understand if they're stuck, that they can get unstuck because we've all been stuck.
Yes, we've definitely
all been through some things, and we've come through. We've come through. So we have an exciting little firecracker up next. I'm telling you, she is something else. I just love her. We have with us and I'll have to have her help me with all of her introduction because she does a lot of things. She's been through a lot of things and come out the other side and proven that no matter what they say, you can do it. Welcome, Irina Hall, to the Hope to Hope.
Hello.
Hello. So, Irina, I don't want to waste any time because you've got a lot of stories to tell. You've got a lot of parts of your life that we need to take notes and learn from you. So I want to just get right into your story. Tell me where you came from.
All right, sure. So I'm originally from Russia. That's where I was born. That's where I grew up. And when I was growing up, I was doing ballet since I was 6 years old. And it really became my dream, and I wanted to be a professional dancer. And I was on the route to be a professional dancer. However, it was very challenging for me because everyone around me was telling me, no, you cannot do this. And the most disappointing part was that the person who I loved the most and who I was looking up to the most, my mother, she was the biggest opponent of me being a ballerina. And she was just completely against it because she thought that I was too smart for just being a dancer. In Russia, being a dancer most of the time means being poor. If you're not a superstar, even superstars like Ekaterina Maximova, she's a superstar. She was a superstar of Russian ballet, but unfortunately, when she passed away, she was poor. And that's a downside, and my mother did not want that for me. And she was telling every ballet teacher that I dealt with that, no, she cannot go to a professional school. She cannot go a professional route because she's too smart. She got all straight A's in her high school, so I don't want her to be a ballerina. And it was interesting because my teachers, before they talked to her, they were convinced 100% that I needed to go. I needed to move to a different city, to Moscow or St. Petersburg, to be a star ballet dancer, because they saw something in me. They were telling me, you're going to be a star if you find the right teacher who can get you there. And I was excited because it was all my life. It was my passion. That's what I lived for. But after my mom came and talked to them, she would say, this and this and that. And after that conversation, they would turn and come to me and say, we talked to your mom. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's all my life. That's all I want to do. And I never understood that. And with me being all straight A student in high school, it was kind of difficult too with when every teacher tells you, oh, you need to go do this, you need to go do that. Like, my math teacher was telling me, oh, you need to go do math professional. You're really good at that. My language teacher would say, oh, you should go learn foreign languages. You're really, really good at that. You should do something with that professionally. My Russian literature teacher would say, oh, you should go be a linguist. You should go study literature. You should be this and that. And I'm like, people, stop. This is not what I'm about. This is not what I want to do. I love ballet. That's all I want to do. And so I was constantly kind of pushing myself out of that environment where everybody was telling me, no, you shouldn't do this. No, this is not what other people do. You should get a normal profession. You should get a normal job. It's like, it's such an insult to me when someone says you should get a normal job. There's nothing worse you can say to me. And like, really. And so I was looking for opportunities to dance in Russia, but in Russia it's very strict. Once you miss a certain age and you don't move on the professional level, it's like you're done. Everybody looks down at you and like, oh, you missed your window. So that's it. And I was a little bit brokenhearted for a while after the fact that my mom completely cut me from going the professional route. But after a year or so of kind of being very down and upset and searching and trying to find different opportunities, I started looking around and I saw that a lot of people actually going abroad and they find ways to realize themselves creatively in different countries, not in Russia, unfortunately. So I started looking, considering options, and I found this program which was very popular in Russia at the time. It was for students. It was called Work and Travel USA. And if you were a student at any university, you could apply to go to the United States for 4 months. You could work, and then you could travel, and then you were required to come back to Russia. So I was at the time a student at a pedagogical university. I was learning to be a choreographer, which I liked it, but that's not what I ultimately wanted to do, because I wanted to be on stage, not behind the stage. And so I just used an opportunity of being a student to jump on this program, and I got connected with an employer from Pittsburgh who was offering a caregiving job for the summer. So I agreed to it. I said, sure, I'll take whatever. I just need to get there and see what it's like, because I didn't know what the United States was like. It was all new experience for me. I didn't know anyone in the country except for our friends of my mom's, actually, that moved in 1990s. I think 1992 they moved to the States, and they moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I was going to Pittsburgh, and they weren't really too much in contact with us. We were kind of calling them once a year, so I couldn't really say that I had their support either, but I had their support a lot later when I was here already. So anyways, I moved to Pittsburgh. I was there for 4 months, doing my program, working as a caregiver, and I started thinking, well, I think I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to Russia. I want to stay. And so I found a program at a community college, an acting program, because my passion is to be on stage, not necessarily dance. I love acting as well. So I decided to go to school, and that gave me an opportunity to get an extension for my visa. It was actually, I exchanged my visa to a student one, and I was given 4 additional school. So I was going to school. That was a really challenging time, because I was taking 18 credits and at the same time working 63-hour weeks at a pizza shop, just trying to make some money, trying to pay for my school, because as an international student, my school required to pay me triple tuition as everybody else did. And I didn't have any sponsors. I didn't have my parents supporting me and sending me money, so I had to work for it. And it was very hard. I slept for 4 hours a night, 7 days a week I was working. But I'm glad I went through this. I'm glad I made it. And after I graduated, I had a year of practice in which I started getting more into filmmaking, and I connected with a lot of professionals who were videographers and film directors and producers, and I immediately started learning from them the whole process of filmmaking. Because I was in front of the camera, and now I transitioned behind the camera, and it kind of gave me a whole like bird eye view on the whole complete process of filmmaking, and it completely fascinated me. And I thought, I want to make my own films. So I started producing little short films, little stories, little. I had a YouTube series at some point, but it didn't go too far because I wasn't too serious about it. I didn't really have time for it. But I was glad I could get some experience from this early work of mine in filmmaking industry. And through my connections, I got hired at an IT company in their marketing department to take care of all of their marketing videos. And they had, at some point, they had only 2 people in their marketing department, me and our VP of marketing, and I had to learn everything else about their marketing. So I was doing everything that related to their website, SEO, advertisement. I was helping out with their trade shows, with their print materials, everything you could think of about marketing, I was doing that. So it was great for me to learn everything. And it gave me kind of a perspective on further when I moved and I went on my own and started my own business. It gave me kind of a realization of what I should focus on because of the marketing experience. And that's how I came up with the idea, well, being a videographer is kind of broad. What type of videos should I do? Should I shoot weddings? Should I do parties? Should I do marketing videos? And it was like right away, okay, I was in marketing with this company for 3 years and I learned all ins and outs. So marketing videos would be perfect for me. So before that, I was kind of jumping around. While I was working with this company, the same year I started, I got married. And I thought it was a great marriage. My husband was very charming. He was into filmmaking as well. He was doing some directing and producing, and he loved shooting films, and we had the same goals, the same interests. It was perfect. But at some point, some red flags started to appear, and he started emotionally abusing me. I was very confused, very puzzled, and I started losing all my dreams because when emotional abuse happens in the family, the abuser starts to really press you down, and you lose all your own thoughts, your own dreams. You lose yourself. You lose your personality. And I was at the point where I completely didn't know what I wanted anymore. I just didn't know who I was. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any dreams. It completely crushed me. It put me down. I was just happy I was alive. That's all. And emotional abuse turned into physical abuse. And after a couple of incidents, I decided I should not take this anymore. I was worried for her more than I was worried for myself. And so when the opportunity presented itself for me to get out, so I got out and I took my mom with me. And I was fortunate enough to have some very, very good friends who allowed us to stay with them. They had an extra bedroom in their house, and we lived with them for a few months. very, very grateful for them. And that was a very tough period of coming out of that, because for the first couple of weeks I wasn't even sure that I wanted out. It was so strange. I didn't know. I was seriously considering going back to my husband, and I had a few friends who were very big on faith, and they were going to church regularly, and they were telling me that I should give him a chance and I should give him time. I was listening to them. I was trying to talk to him. I was trying to give him a chance, but all I was hearing from him was, "It's your fault. It's your fault. I hurt you." Confusing, weird. It doesn't make sense. Do I want to be treated like that anymore? No. I did not. And I said,
touching on something. You're touching on something that most people who have been abused understand what you're talking about, but they don't really talk about it. And that is, there is this familiarity, and most of the time the abuser is very apologetic, is very charming, is very, and you do begin to believe that it's you and not them. Like there is truly a shift in you that you think it's your fault instead of the truth, which is they're wrong about how they're treating you. And so you touch on something very important, and I can't imagine. You also are here from an entirely different country. You're here from an entirely different place, and now having to deal with that. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to point out that is such a common.
It is
such a common thing that people just don't talk about.
And I think the other thing that's very common is the fact that once a person leaves, there is this feeling that they maybe want to go back. That's not unusual at all. That's very common.
Yeah. I was so uncertain for at least 2 weeks after I left, and everybody around me, they were trying to kind of get me to act one way or another. Some people were saying, "So, are you coming back? Are you going back?" Some people are saying, "So when are you filing for divorce?" I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what I want to do. And at this time, what really helped me, I was praying so hard. I was praying every day, all day long. And I was looking, searching for some clues. And God and the universe just gave me 3 amazing clues. I want to share one of them. It was really powerful for me. So I was praying very, very hard. I was saying, "God, please show me the way. Tell me what to do. I'm really lost right now. I don't know if I should go back or if I should file for divorce and just move on and cut all my contact with this person. I just don't know. Please give me some clues, some pointers, something, and please be clear in your clue, just so I understand." Because sometimes clues can be so subtle, you miss them. And I wanted for this clear clue, and I specifically was praying, "Please give me this clear clue that I understand exactly what you're telling me." And it was funny, I was at work at the time, and I went to the bathroom, and I was checking my Facebook in the bathroom. And I'm scrolling, and there's a picture that caught my mind. It happened right after I prayed. Pick up, take care of yourself first. I looked at it, and I'm like, this is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I was looking for. And I said, "Okay, I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you want me to do." And after that, I prayed 2 more times for some more confirmations, and both times I got very strong confirmations. again. And I was certain at that point, okay, I need to move on. I need to file for divorce. I was a little bit of afraid to file for protection from abuse right away, because I was afraid he would come after me or something else would happen. And I was still dealing with immigration, meaning that I had a green card and the conditions were supposed to be removed in 2 years, but I was supposed to be with this person for 2 years and then confirm to the immigration that everything was fine. But it was after a year we got married, so it didn't work, and I was scared that I would be sent back to Russia, and I didn't know what to do. So I talked to some lawyers, and they told me, you'll be fine. Just make sure you provide all the evidence. You provide the evidence of the faithful marriage and the evidence of the abuse, and you'll be fine. And that really helped me out. Some of my friends connected me with a good lawyer, and we went through the whole process. And when we were signing the final divorce papers, at that same day, I met with my ex-husband already at the time, and he was still trying to threaten me more. And I said, you know what? You're just digging yourself a ditch, really. And I went straight to a different court division, and I filed protection from abuse from him right away. And they granted me 3 years of protection, and that was it. Ended all contacts with him. Was happy to move on. And so after that, I was renting in a room for a couple of months until I could kind of get back on my feet, save up some money to be able to move on. And I really wanted to get out of the city, make a change, because I had nothing to lose. Just because I already made a big move in my life from Russia to America, making a move from city to city is nothing to me. It's like, I really don't have anything to lose. I can make changes in my life just like that. I can be sure that everything is going to be fine. And so my friends who were here in Atlanta, that's when they came through, and they said, well, come over here, visit us, see the city. Maybe you want to move here. We'll help you out. And I visited them for a week. I think I was here for a week first when I came. I loved it. I loved the city, and especially how great the film industry is doing here right now. And for my interest in filmmaking, that would be perfect. And so I left them, and I gave myself a month and a half to figure it out and to move. So I was visiting them in July. It was middle of July, and I set a date of September 1st to move. And as soon as I got back, I completely got on it. I started working hard. I got another little gig. I started, except for my 9-to-5 job that I had, I also started driving for Uber to be able to bring some more money for my move and save up some more. So I was working really hard, and I made my deadline. I moved on September 1st with no regrets, and I was lucky enough because my Pittsburgh company did not want to let me go, and they wanted to give me a contract, a remote contract to work with them. So that really helped me out to kind of get settled here in Atlanta after I moved. And I moved to a new city again, all by myself, just having stay, and moved and just started slowly making my connections. And I saw that there's a need for marketing videos, because when people found out that I was making videos, they were asking me if I could make some videos for their business. And I was like, sure, I can. And I opened up my own business in March this year, so it's brand new. It's my baby, and I'm excited to be helping businesses with their marketing and all types of marketing videos. I'm working with them right now. And another thing that I started also, that is my another baby, is my documentary series called Brave and Passionate. It's on YouTube. I have put out one episode so far, but it's about people who are kind of like myself with passions and talents, and they don't listen to anyone who tells them you cannot do this. They take it and run with it. They create something bigger out of their passions. They create businesses that help other people. And so I love telling those people's stories. I love telling stories of how they overcame all the obstacles they were dealing with and how far they have come from where they started and where they're at right now and how much more the future holds for them. And so my second episode is in post-production right now. I would be very lucky if I could be able to put it out by January because it's a lot of work. We already filmed everything with them. It's a company called Alice Bags. It's basically 4 ladies, a mother and her 3 daughters, and they make they make purses for women. And they solved a big problem for one of the daughters who was a model, and she was struggling with carrying too many bags, and her back was hurting, and she just couldn't find the right solution. And they designed a bag for her that was perfect, that was fashionable, it looked great, and they made it a business, and they are working on it, and they have an amazing story. And so now it's my part to actually shoot myself as a host with my commentary, with my take on it, and put it all together and put it out for other people to see and get inspired from this story.
How fun. That's incredible. Congratulations. That's really
Thank
wonderful.
You. Thanks.
I like the fact that you're willing to share and, you're willing to be transparent and vulnerable and talk about those things that are hard because I love the fact that you don't let anyone tell you not to do something based on, I do think that you take counsel though. I mean, I think you are willing to hear what someone has to say, but I also think that you make sure that it's really for you and not for
that's right. Yeah.
Because it's their opinion.
Yeah, that's right. I will let everybody express themselves, express their opinions. Everyone's opinion is valid, but it doesn't mean that I have to take everybody's advice.
Yes, and I love it. We talked about it. I spoke at an event in Atlanta. It's where I met Irina, and I tell you what, you have and this is like a physical thing, but you have the most beautiful blue eyes.
Thank you.
The thing that I saw when I met you, we were taking selfies, because we're princesses. But when we were taking selfies, the thing that I saw in your beautiful eyes was behind that beautiful blue color. It was all the things that you just got through sharing. It was all the things that you had been through so much, and yet you were being a giver still. You still were trying to change the world and impact other women in particular's lives because you understand what it's like. You understand what it's like when someone tells you you can't do something.
Yeah.
So
I've been dealing with can't do all my life since I was 10 years old. Everybody around me kept telling me, no, you cannot do this. No, this is not a real thing. Find a real job, do a real thing. You cannot. I'm like, okay, whatever. You can say it. Doesn't mean I'm going to follow your advice.
I love it. I love it.
And I love the fact that you're stubborn in the right.
That's a good way of putting it. Stubborn in the right way.
Yes. And I think that, you are amazing because even just sharing about the heartache of not becoming and being able to follow that dream. It didn't stop you from following a dream, though. It didn't stop you from pursuing a great life. Sometimes we get to that place and we've missed a window, like you were saying, you've missed a window of fresh career, but the truth is, it directed you in such a huge way to come here and to do amazing things. And I know you're a blessing to everybody. And that, to me, you know, it's incredible what you do with film. It's incredible how you take something that entrepreneurs and business owners get across, but you turn it into something visual. So they suddenly have an understanding of them that they couldn't have had if it wasn't for your videos.
Yeah, and I'm happy I can give that opportunity to people that I work with and help them out in that way.
Well, now I want to not miss the opportunity. You know, month, and you've got a lot of sales right now.
Yes.
If you want to share about the opportunity or the link, if you'll tell me the link, I'll like type it in the comments so that tell everybody what opportunity you have given for getting some videos done by you.
Sure. So right now, today is the last day to book a Black Friday special, which is 6 social media videos that are up to 1 minute long for $600. So everyone who lives in the greater Atlanta area, they can use this deal. And this is 1 day of shooting. It means that I come in for 1 day, we set up once, and we shoot all 6 videos during this 1 day, and I will give them these videos in 2 formats: the standard HD format plus an Instagram Square format that they can post on their Instagram. And this is a very great deal because it's 80% off the regular price. And if they want to use this deal, they need to really hurry up because it ends today at midnight Eastern time. It's gonna be over. So, and there's a link. Yeah, there's a link on my profile. There's also a link on the Creative Muscle Studios Facebook page. I can also, I think it was almost the last thing I posted on Facebook today with that link where to order.
And it's Creative Muscle. What's the
Creative Muscle Studios.
I just don't want to get it wrong. I'm trying to get it typed in the comments right now. Okay, I've got it in there so that they will have a way to get back with you.
Yeah.
You know, tell us just a little bit more, because some people are not in the Atlanta area, and well, a lot of people aren't in the Atlanta area that'll be listening. But also, tell us about your studio, your Creative Muscle Studio, because you do have opportunities for people to come into Atlanta and do things with you.
Yeah, and actually, I do travel. I have an opportunity to come to other people's locations and do with them everything they want to do. And basically, what my company does is that we create videos, all types of videos that are related to marketing. And this specific promotion is for social media videos, which are very simple. It's doing some education about their business and showing a little bit of what their business is and what it looks like and what their location looks like, what their products look like. It can be something about their specific products. Maybe they run some specials and they want to show some products or services that they're trying to sell this month or next month. And other types of videos can be a business story, a story behind the business, how the business started, what's the purpose behind the business. Those are typically up to 2 minutes long. Usually I say don't make it longer than 2 minutes because people have very short attention spans, especially online. They don't want to sit there for hours and listen to hours of your story. They just want something very, very quick. And with that type of video, we can show everything behind your business. You can share your passion. You can share why you started. You can share what's your goal. What is this big why of your business, basically. It's a really good way of telling a story because people buy stories, really. People don't buy facts. They buy stories and emotions. And that's what video can provide.
Yes. And, if they have a story to connect to, they're more likely to do business with you.
That's right.
If they understand who you are and where you come from and why you do what you do, it is very true. So you are definitely onto some amazing sauce in what you're doing. And, if anyone is interested in doing work with Irina, I really encourage you to contact her and just check out the possibilities because you don't know what you don't know. And, sometimes we get it in our head that things are too expensive. I can't afford a TV, production company to come in and do something. And the truth is sometimes you can't afford not to.
Not to, exactly.
Exactly.
So let her help you understand what you could, what the possibilities are. Don't just discount it because you think it's way out of your budget. It might not be out of your budget.
Exactly.
And it may take your company to a whole different level. So definitely contact her. I'm so proud of you for telling your story and for being on today. I know that we met on purpose, and we said this when we met, that it was definitely for a reason, that it was, I feel like there were 3 people that I met when I came to that particular event that I felt like if nothing else would have happened, those 3 people were why I came there, and you were one of them. And, I believe in what you're doing, and I believe in you. You are an amazing, amazing person.
I'm looking forward to getting to know you more because I'm fascinated by what you do, and I certainly appreciate the hard work that it goes into making a really good video. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And Kim, it was a blessing for me to meet you at that event, definitely. You're such an inspiration yourself. You have an amazing story, and it's great that you shared it also. And that's what inspired me to move forward with my business as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And don't let anyone tell you you can't do it because you've already proven you can.
That's right.
No. If anyone tells you you can't do it, you tell them to call this princess. We'll take care of that. Well, thank you for being here. And thank you for everyone that's listening. We appreciate you joining us and letting us share some of our amazing friends.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
Oh, we're so blessed.
With such powerhouses. And I just can't say enough about getting connected and taking advantage of the access you're being given through this conference.
Absolutely.
This is not
just a
we're not playing.
No, we are not playing. This is for real.
And the speakers aren't playing. That's the other thing.
They're giving.
Yes, they're giving. So this is the Hope to Hope Conference. I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team.
And I'm Coni Meyers with the Crystalline Moment Success Movement and Publishing.
And we will be back. Let me tell you what time because me and this whole thing.
This is a test every time.
At 3 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time, and 4 o'clock Eastern Time.
Very good.
We will be back with Christiana Capra. You will not want to miss the next session either. And if you joined us late on this one, you need to go back and listen to what all Irina had to say. So
Absolutely.
we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next session.
Awesome.